Hi, so we're going to make an herbal oil, and what we need is a carrier oil, cheesecloth, a funnel, a jar, and the herbs that we're working with, which today is lavender, calendula, and plantain. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to measure out a half a cup of our carrier oil. In this case, it's grapeseed. You can use apricot oil, almond oil, sunflower oil. You can even use olive oil, but it does have a stronger scent. So I prefer to use the oils that don't overpower the sweet scents of the herbs that we might use, or any essential oils that you might also use. So we put that into our pot, and then we're going to measure out a tablespoon of each of our herbs. So first we have lavender that I grew in my garden and harvested and dried. It smells amazing. I wish you could smell it. Lavender is probably one of my favorites. It's just great for so many skin issues, so it's perfect in a garden salve. And next we have plantain, which also grew in my garden, and it is very soothing for any irritated skin issues, especially dry, itchy ones. And lastly, we have calendula. I also grew this in my garden. It is another favorite of mine. It's so very soothing for itchiness, dry rashes, cuts, scrapes, light, mild burns, and mild bruising. So this is just a great all-around salve for so many things that might come up, especially in the summertime after working in your garden. So we just give it a little stir, and we're going to place it over very, very low heat for about 40 minutes. If you make this at home, just get your heat as low as possible. You don't want the oils to burn. So it's been a little over an hour, and we are going to go ahead and strain our oil into a clean jar through our cheesecloth. And it can take a while, so it's best to give it lots of time to drip, and then squeeze as much of the extra oil out as you can. And you could stop here and just have an herbal oil that you could use just like you use lotion, or put a few drops in your bath to soften your skin. But we are going to put it back into a clean pot and add beeswax so that we can make a salve. So for this recipe, we're doing half a cup of oil that we just infused with herbs, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of beeswax. And we're going to put this back over our double boiler, and we're going to turn the heat again on really low to make sure we don't burn the oils or burn the beeswax. And we just heat it until it's melted, and then stir it to make sure it's combined. So before we pour the salve into our little jars, and you can use a mason jar or a tin or an old glass cosmetic jar, I'm going to add a few drops of rose essential oil right into the jar, about 4 or 5 drops for a 1 ounce jar. And now we're going to slowly pour our warm oil beeswax mix into the jars, and we're going to let them cool until they harden. And when they're done hardening, we'll put the lids on and we will label them. And now you have a garden salve with herbs and flowers that you potentially grew in your own garden. Thanks for watching. I really hope you go and make your own.